Hello and welcome back to another Shadowlands gold making and gold farming video. Today we are checking out a new Hyperspawn location, this time in Maldraxxus. And the thing that is really cool about this farming location is that you are not dependent on having a group full of druids. It's actually more than viable as classes that aren't druids as well. And this is because all of the mobs are pretty stacked together to begin with. You don't really have to go out of your way to pull any of them. You just have to basically stand in this area. I'll show you the map in a second. The one bad thing is that it's in a questing location, so sometimes the mobs will turn grey because other people are trying to take your kills, or they're trying to do their quests, and I mean they should because they're doing quests. We are just farming. But the location really works for farming though. It's really good. I'll show you the results soon. Here we go. Here's my bank. So we've only been here for 17 minutes. You can see a timer up in the top right corner. And these are my banks so far. We have gotten we have 750 cloth after 15 or 17 minutes now, which means you will get 3000 cloth per hour from this place, which is roughly the same that you get from Ardenweald as well, which is the insane hyperspawn that everyone is doing right now. So you get roughly the same cloth from this place. Plus you will see I have some leather in my banks, but the thing is, only one person can really skin, or technically nobody can skin, because even I, while I'm doing some skinning, I am healing my statue, so nobody should skin, but I'm skinning anyway. But that's not the point. Skinning is not the point. You don't want to skin, but if you can, then you can. If you're the monk, you can. Anyone else should just focus on killing stuff, and if you're the monk, you should focus on your statue and healing things and keeping aggro. Nobody should die, but if you can keep your statue alive and yourself alive and do some skinning, then go ahead. The location itself is in Maldraxxus, right over here at the House of the Chosen. And the thing is, right, you're just pulling some mobs, like the mobs over here, they hyperspawn, you just saw them spawn right there, and they keep on spawning. You have the place at purple right behind us, and you have some mobs down below that you can pull as well, but they walk up and they patrol up the path here, so they just come to you by default. So you just pull the ones respawning over there, and the ones behind us, and you are killing tons of mobs. And this is why you can do this as a non-druid as well, because you only need 2 druids to pull. You need 1 druid to pull over there, and 1 behind us, and just pull those locations. And then you just want to deal as much damage as possible, so you want as many AoE ability classes as possible. For us, we only have 2 mages, and the rest are druids, but the druids are doing insane amounts of damage anyway, so that's fine. I'm trying to do some damage as the monk as well. And you can do this with pretty much any class. I've seen this being done with warriors and rogues, and you still get decent amount of gold per hour. I saw a setup with a hunter, rogue and warrior in the same group, and they got the same amount of cloth that we are getting, so apparently it works. So you can do this at pretty much any class. I just wanted to show you the location, because once again, since you can do it at every class, you can now hyperspawn without being a druid or a monk. And if you're not a druid or a monk and you've been trying to get into the Ardenweald farms, you know how hard it is to get into a group. Everybody wants to have that 1 monk and 7 druid setup, and I understand why. It just makes every farm so much easier. But for this one, since they are so close together by default, it's doable for everyone, and that's fantastic. And that's why I wanted to show this, because it's a very viable hyperspawn location that anyone can do. And if you just take a look at my banks, they are filling up super fast, so the loot table is really good. It really is really good. You also have this item right here, the Spotless Skull, which vendors for a ton whenever you stack it. Like I have 22 so far, which is 400 gold. And this one as well, I have a couple of stacks of and tons of green items. So the raw gold per hour is fantastic as well. You get tons of cloth, and you get actually more lockboxes from this place than the other ones as well. So there seems to be a higher drop chance on drop boxes from this location, which is also good. I don't really know what they contain, but still. Yeah, it's really good. Even this guy, the spot is dope. It's really good. It's a good spot. You can just see the dead mobs on the ground as well. There are so many of them. It would be really funny if I could get an epic for the video as well. We actually got 1 epic super fast when we went here. Well, like we just started farming 20 minutes ago. We got 1 epic in the first 2 minutes. I haven't seen one in my group after that, but still. It would be really funny. I'm just gonna loot one more time for the video and we'll see. One thing though, there is more damage on this spot in general, but since all of the damage pretty much is going on to me, the monk and my statue, I can just place the statue, I can heal it as much as possible, and when the statue goes down, I just replace it again, so the damage is not a problem. I've seen some people do this with a healer. Don't do that, you want as much damage as possible, because the faster you kill them, the faster they spawn as well. So just go here with 1 monk and 7 DPS. Doesn't really matter which classes you bring, but try to bring as much AoE DPS classes as possible. For example, mages are doing really good damage. Druids as well are doing pretty good damage. I haven't really seen any other class because those are the only ones I've invited so far. But just go here with anyone you know can do DPS. Come on, Epic, no. And if you are going to be the monk and have skinning, make sure that you have the skinning enchant so you can skin a lot faster as well. Let me just heal stuff, there we go. One more time for the location. For the location, you just fly right here, right? You fly to the spearhead in Maldraxxus, and you walk across this hill, or you can go to the main entrance as well. Or you can go on the other entrance, where there are some mobs guarding the entrance, and you just run over in. You run over that hill right behind us, and you jump to this location. It's very simple. There are only 2 places you need to pull. You want to have 2 druids at least. That's the only requirement really, 2 druids and 1 monk. So you can pull the place behind us as fast as possible, and pull the ones over there whenever they respawn, and then just deal damage and get some loot. I actually think this location could be as good, maybe even better than the Ardenweald location. It's definitely as good, because you can just check the amount of cloth I've gotten so far. 23 minutes, I have over 1000 cloth. Whenever I loot now, I'm gonna have even more as well. Just gonna replace my statue, there we go, stun them. And do some skinning for extra stuff. If you have skinning, it's definitely even better. But once again, you shouldn't really be skinning at this location. It's also kinda unfair, like if I, as the monk, only I can skin, that's kinda unfair, so pretty much nobody should skin, but I'm doing it anyway. Extra profit and extra gold, am I right? Now we just started testing this location. I'm gonna keep testing it as well to see how viable it actually is and compare it to the other farms. If you want to actually help me with the testing, that would be fantastic as well. So if you want to go here, once again go to Maldraxxus, grab a group of friends, test it out, and if you do, let me know your group setup in the comments down below, and how much gold you were able to get with the location, preferably in the numbers, like the amounts of cloth you are getting, and stuff like that, because the gold values will vary a lot from server to server. So just give me either your kills per hour or your cloth per hour, and we'll take it from there. And that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy gold making, I guess.